Get ready, here we go. Turn it up, let it flow. Brian with a Y, Marshall with two L's, you know.
Hey, it's Brian Marshall from the Brian Marshall Podcast. I want to do a little introduction today on today's show. First, let me say our shows are now brought to you by the law offices of Carl Truman. They specialize in personal injury law. It's the only thing they do, so they're good at it. Their offices are in Jeffersonville, Indiana, and Louisville, Kentucky. And if you have had a problem, car wreck, slip, falls, etc., you need some advice, it's free to go in there and have a consultation with them. They'll tell you what your options are. So call Carl Truman. It's hard for me to say. 502-222-2222. Now, on with today's shows. It needs a little, most people say it needs no introduction. This needs an introduction. We were on the phone with a buddy of ours named Danny White with Sound Techniques in Los Angeles. He said, you ought to come out and we'll record some of your songs. Wow. In LA? Yeah, that would be fun, huh? So we're trying to do that, and we're working up the songs that I've written on over the last few months. Some about a trip I took, and one we did today is called Mission of Hope. The finished product's on our website, but here we are in my living room. I'm still playing my $25 keyboard out here because all of our band equipment is down at a warehouse we use for rehearsals. So we just set out here, the violin and Tony Warner on the lead guitar. Tony's world-class guitar player. Ryan's a world-class violin player. And then there's me. But, you know, they like my songs and said, we're going to do these. Great. So we have a band. What you see today is half our band. So the rest of it is a female singer, an amazing voice. The harmonies are great. The songs are great. The drummer's great. The bass player is great. But today, I listened to it. I'm like, sounds pretty good with just the three of us. So that's, you know, what does it say to you? Write what you feel, write about your life, put it to a tune, and play it. Because we could be playing a $100 guitar and a $100 guitar and a $50 fiddle along with my $25 keyboard today, and you're making music. So we encourage people. That's what we do in the show. Get up and just do it. Don't sit on the couch and watch somebody else. Do it. The only time I want you to watch somebody else is when you're watching a football game, something like that. Okay? All right. Do whatever you're into. Cars, art, music, dance. Express yourself. And hopefully we will motivate you with our song today, Mission of Hope. See what you think. I'd love to have you comment on it. And as always, we need you to subscribe. We're trying to build this platform up where we can get our music out. Anymore, you know, you can't get a record company that it don't work like that anymore. We got 4 songs out. We were live on iHeartRadio last week. Okay, but you know, people got to know you exist, man. So here we are. Appreciate you. And I want to have the same thing. I'm not even going to talk about him at this point, but he said, you know, again, let's just have some fun. I said, yeah, that'd be great. Let's have some fun. My nose is running too. I got a bunch of medication, but it's not enough. And I just thought the opportunity to go out there and be able to pull something like this off is, but I go back.
Anytime in LA is a good time, truly. And then to hang out with interesting people at the same time.
Here's another thing he did, and we may hold this piece until after we meet him.
Yeah.
But I said, well, what else did you do? He said, well, gosh, he said, you know, I'm into so many things. I'm like, I can see that. He said, what else do you collect? Well, recording devices. I bought Buddy Holly's recording machine from his estate, from his family that he first recorded on at a military base, and those songs came out, like whatever those were at the time. And I said, well, it's rather ironic you should mention him. 8 weeks ago, I stood at his gravesite in Lubbock, Texas, and did a short about Buddy Holly, too. He goes, really? I said, oh, yeah. Went to his grave. I mean,
wow. Yeah. I've never been to Buddy Holly's grave.
You know what it is? It's his name was actually Holley. His whole family is there. But somebody misspelled it Buddy Holly, Holly. And he said, yeah, it's probably the better. We're gonna misspell that all the time, Buddy Holly, Hollly. Leave it like that.
This guy, he recognizes the importance of not only nostalgia, but the people that made it important in music, the legends.
So let me ask you, I think he does, but do you think they knew that they were doing something that important at the time?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
No. I think of their age, how old they were.
Yeah, 20, 22 years old. So.
You don't know anything then, other than you just want to do
something. Let's do something, anything.
Whatever that is.
Something cool. Let's do something cool.
And being a musician, that's a totally different thing too. You're driven a different way.
He might have known he was on to something. Probably not that big, but I'd like to think that he thought he was on to something. He's like, hey.
I think there's a part of you that says, that's pretty good. I'm doing something pretty good here. And
it's a shame no one else can see this.
Yeah. And
then they do.
But, everything that happened to him had to happen for him to be, he almost had to die to be exactly what he wanted to be. Buddy Holly. He becomes a legend. The legend of Buddy Holly. He's not just a guy playing the guitar. He's a legend playing the guitar.
Absolutely.
And so was, we were talking about, all these guys that had so much impact. Graham Parsons, we talk about Graham Parsons and the Joshua Tree Inn. So I write that song called Farewell to Joshua Tree. And Lisa, can you grab my phone? Can you grab my, I know, that's fine. Look, man, that's what an editing thing is all about. We are not going to be controlled by, we are not at Cameron's anymore.
Oh, editing. Yeah, no, editing is real easy.
And sometimes I watch Joe Rogan. Hey, pull that up for me. Hey, let me see that. And that's the beauty of
the personality of it. It's like,
don't get shaken. I want to see, what did he say? Pull it. I want to read that. What is that? I want to see it right now in the midst of the conversation.
Yeah.
So, because everything in this song is absolutely true. And he knew it. So I sent him the song and he goes, I really like the lyrics. And he said, we need to record it. And I said, well, he said, like I told you, I said something about it. I really like the lyrics and we need to record it.
Yeah.
That's what he said now. I didn't say that.
He did.
He did. That's good, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to play this song for you, if I can find it real quick.
Yeah, I can play it once we get the equipment set up. Won't we do that?
Well, I'm going to do it right here because I want to finish while we're talking a little bit. We're going to. 3 minutes and 29 seconds.
Great song.
I heard Graham Parsons speak to me amongst the arid wind, and here is what he said. Follow me to Joshua Tree, we'll stay at the roadside inn in the bright desert sun. We'll write a catchy song and sing to everyone. Hey, Lou, what are you gonna do? Don't want no more of that coding master stew. I need to get this story done, headed to Tunnelly's rodeo studio with the weed all over my sequin white coat.
I'm going to tell you why all this.
I know there's a story behind it.
Not a kind of a story, and it gets better. We're talking about Danny White in California. Danny, I'll get back to you. He plays at the Palomino Club, hanging out with the band.
The music coming from the club. Jimmy, Janice, and Morrison. I tip my hat to that thought as I paced it through the door, thinking it might catch up to you. I'd heard it all before. Emmylou, what are you gonna do? Can we harmonize tonight? 'Cause tomorrow I'm off to Joshua Tree. We'll stay at the end of night, but the catchy song we'll play is one we've all heard before.
The song of the 27 Club.
The song of the 27 Club and the memories they'll recall, because the trip to Joshua Tree is my farewell to all.
I want to know more about that.
Oh, there's another little.
I'll have to
Miss you, Grandpa.
get a dobro out there.
And the songs of the rodeo. Sing a catchy song tonight, one we've all heard before. And the memories they'll recall in the wind at the Joshua Tree.
So what I'm saying?
Can't wait.
Yeah. All right, I got to tell you the quick story. And he knew the whole story. I said, well, you know, I loved his outfit. And he said, you know, the guy that made that's a buddy of mine. Made his sequenced outfit. It had marijuana leaves all over it. When I say weed all over my,
Oh,
it was
front seat or something like
pictures
that.
of it, but not literal.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Well,
he's
who
a
knows?
big drug guy, druggie. That's what got him killed. And that's what got him with Keith Richards.
So
And
why is this his song to say goodbye?
because he did. He went to the Joshua Tree Inn, checked into room 8. They all went to the bar.
I'm not kidding. I didn't stay there. I actually lived there because I didn't have a home at the time. So I was there for at least a week at the Joshua Tree Inn. And I had no idea that he had been there.
Now, I'm just telling you, man. It's something in the water, ain't there?
Yeah, isn't it?
Here.
How so many different things are related.
So Nudies was the name of the guy who was from Nashville, but he opened up another studio in L.A. He made like all those country music stars made those sequin suits. Graham Parsons said, I got to have one of them too. Only his was white. So everybody in his band, it was part of the Byrds. So he gets out there and decides that the Byrds, Mr. Tambourine, turn,
Right.
8 miles high.
Mm-hmm.
Love him.
We should do country music. And they're like, what? He's in the band all of a sudden. And they go to Nashville and record Sweethearts of the Rodeo, which I talk about in there. While that's happening, he goes to New York, and there's this girl, single girl, mother, with a little 3-year-old playing in the bar. Her name was Emmylou Harris. You ever heard of her?
Right.
So why did he say goodbye there?
Because he go to the Joshua Tree Inn, OD'd on, not on heroin, I don't mean that, morphine, and dead in 20 minutes in room 8 at the Joshua Tree Inn. Everything in that room is exactly the same. They left it alone. And everybody wants to stay in room 8 at the Joshua Tree Inn because that's where Graham Parsons died. He hung out at the bar. He and Keith Richards, because nobody really knew him there. I guess it was a remote enough that he and Keith Richards could sit at the bar and do this.
Right. Just hang out.
And so Keith Richards said, I'm going to start writing. Tell me more about country music, because this guy was like the literary expert of country music from the South that he's now in Los Angeles. None of these people know what he's talking about. He's playing them all the songs, all these old country songs, and they like, play it again, play some more, do it again. So what does the Rolling Stones do? They go to Muscle Shoals and record Wild Horses. I had to think of the name of that song, Wild Horses. They wrote Wild Horses. Doesn't that sound like a country infused
Yeah.
song?
Yeah.
Something like
Totally out of what they normally would do.
it ain't,
Yeah.
I don't get no satisfaction. Wild horses never carry me away.
And
It's
musically, one of their better songs.
And who came out with that song before them? Graham Parsons.
Mm.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you get on the merry-go-round, man, and nobody can get off.
Yeah.
What you're telling me almost made my stomach, heart
Mhm.
skip a beat. Oh, I stayed at the Joshua Tree Inn, but I didn't know anything about Graham Parsons.
Yeah, no.
I said,
like
well, I got to go all the
live
way to
there.
California, 150 miles from California, and do a show at the Joshua Tree Inn. And here's why. Because it's going to set us up for the rest of the conversation. It's the music I'm writing. It's why I'm writing the music I'm writing.
Mm.
And
And that's why it's going to be so popular.
all I got to do is get one of these things to hit.
Oh, they will. They're every single one of them. I want to hear it over and over, and I like to think I've got some discernment there. And it doesn't even take discernment. It just takes, wow, that's catchy. I really like that.
Mhm.
Oh, I know we're recording this right now. I mean, I just really can see a day where we look back on this and be like,
I told
Well,
you so,
I
right?
told you so, yeah.
My cousin, who's been playing music his entire life, he listened to all that stuff and he said, I just want you to, he's 85 years old now, played the keyboards and the trumpet both at the same time on cruise boats half his life. He said, just save me a seat. And he said, I ain't kidding you.
Yeah.
It's some award show that you're going to get invited to because one of these songs is going to hit for you. It's going to hit for you. Not that I'm going to be singing it. Somebody's going to sing your song and it's going to be a hit.
The thing is, if we could get that, it's not going to be a one-song wonder, one-hit wonder thing, because once people get exposed to all of the songs, they are really good. They are
Absolutely.
Really, and what, you're at 120 now.
I did one last night. I thought
Where's
it was Kelly.
Kelly
You haven't heard it
Mozart? Yeah.
Yeah.
I went.
I would expect no less.
I know. And here's,
I'm not encouraging you to keep going. I'm just like,
no.
but
But I said, sometimes I feel like
yeah,
I'm holding on to the pen while it's writing a song. And then it said, then what I say, and then what they say, and then what would the other person say?
Can't stop, can you?
Can't stop. Write a song 15 minutes.
I mean, isn't it?
I was just
Yeah.
like, the next line came to me. So I said, let's go out and walk around a little bit yesterday. I got to get out of this house. Been sitting here for a week. We go, I hadn't been there in 100 years to the Breckenridge the flea market on Breckenridge. Man, is that cool.
I've not been.
Well, let me tell you, I could decorate 200 houses in 15 minutes in there.
Ooh.
The art, the furniture, everything in there. And the music playing was, oh man, I tell you, it was just the whole, and it was packed yesterday in the middle of a snowstorm. Packed.
Wow.
Huh.
I felt that was, so I'm walking through there and I see these books and something said on it like snake bite, not like snake bite. Lost Trees it talked about trying to do away with apartheid or something. Lost trees. But I'm like, lost trees. Don't you like that line? You could write that story about a lost tree.
You could.
But you know what I mean.
Yes.
Well, that's the right thing. We all could, but he does. That's what I love about Brian's stuff. I'll hear a story and I'll know it's his story. And the next thing I know, there's a song written about it. But the song is like, it's just so creative.
Every song, whether it's talking about something we did today.
Yeah.
Maybe we're building a car.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is that we're doing. Is an opportunity to be creative with his genius.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't trying to elicit some compliments about Brian songwriting. I'm saying
I'm just
sometimes, man, I said, you're on this merry-go-round. We're all on it right now. I feed on all the energy that we're producing.
Yeah.
The podcast feeds me the ability to
Well, you wonder.
Slowly, we're building a platform to produce and expose our work, all of our efforts.
That we've been working years on.
Yes, it's taken years. I've been 2 years saying, let's do a podcast. You recall?
Yeah, I recall when you said, I'm going to do one. Do you know how to do one? And I was like, well, I don't.
Do you know anybody?
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But I just kept going. I mean, right? Ankle bottom till they bleed to death. That's my line. And you just finally, and now we're just doing our own.
Yeah. And it's been a long road
of
learning.
It has.
You know, it hasn't been for free.
No.
And,
but worthwhile.
yeah.
And you know, I mean, but does Ryan say, well, where are we going? Or how do we get, he's like, I'm in, man. I'm in. I just want to be,
yeah.
I just want to be in. I want to be in. I said, just like, I just feel that there's an unusual connection with some really talented guys. I mean, this guy on the violin, there's no better violin player around than this guy. Seriously.
I agree.
Now, there are fiddle players in country bands that are,
Right.
but you're as good as they get playing the violin.
Well, thank you.
And I just thought the three of us in Los Angeles, not that I'm a great keyboard player at all. I just felt like I can throw the little Hammond sound in when it's appropriate and add one more element of, what do you call that? I don't know. I don't even know what I would call that. But I think I think the song would miss it without it. That's all I'm saying. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
It's nice to play along with somebody that feels
him,
that way and then can make it happen.
And it sets him up for the guitar to be the top of the heap here.
Yeah.
It does. And so I said, come out to my house today. If anybody, where are we? Chris is the producer now. Chris Garcia, producer of the podcast show.
Chris.
Well, hey, Chris, doing a great job.
Absolutely.
And you know, I said, hey, do you want to look? It's 8 degrees. It's snowing outside. I'm like, what are we going to do?
It's warmed up to 8 degrees.
Yeah, it's warmed up.
warmed up to 8.
There's nothing we can do today. Come to my house and the three of us will play a little music and record it. I'm going to talk to you about Tony's guitars. That's where we're headed. That's where this is headed. But it didn't just happen. That's what I'm going to tell you. So many things had to happen to have this conversation today. And so many things are happening that we can look back on tomorrow and say, how in the world? And I would talk about all this and write a song about Joshua Tree, and you come to my house and say, hey, I used to live there. What?
Oh, heck yeah.
Of all the places.
We'll have to go back and film the room you were staying in.
Yes.
Do you even recall?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
You know what it's going to be, don't you? Room 8.
It was
It will be. They talk about it's the same mirror. It's the last thing he saw before he died was he looked in the mirror at himself in that room. They kept the mirror.
It is the quaintest place to check into that you will ever check into. The little lobby.
I've already seen it.
Yeah.
I mean, they do a podcast about it.
It feels like nothing's changed, and now I know why they kept it the same. And
do you ever notice why they had all the memorabilia on the walls? Music memorabilia?
I was young and dumb at the time. Like I said, I was living there, so that tells you something about what was going right in my life at the time.
But you were still playing violin.
Yeah, I actually hawked my violin while I was
there.
Wow. I had forgotten about that. Yeah, my poor dad had this. And my dad's not poor; he's a very well.
Yeah, he's done well.
But he had this violin that was always around the house when I was growing up, and so when I was in 5th grade, and they said they were starting an orchestra at school. I said, yeah, I want to play violin. And so his instrument inspired me. And then, life happened and I was probably 20-something, 21. And I needed money. So I went down to I didn't even go to Palm Springs. I think I hawked it right there in Joshua Tree at a lady that did, sold and repaired violins. For, next to nothing. And I would give anything to have that violin. And when my dad found out about it later in life, and he was like, you did what? And I felt so bad. Life has blessed me with more instruments since then. But if I could get...
Go ahead and tell the story while we're talking about instruments being literally blessed
Oh
of
yeah.
your current instrument. You're gonna play
Oh
it
yeah.
today.
The one I'm on here today was it was built in Italy, and then it kind of had gone into disrepair, and I was living in a monastery, Santa Croce in Jerusalem, it's called, in Rome, Italy, and there was a violin maker in our parish, and so he asked if I would play one of his violins that he had restored from it was in bad shape. I said I'd love to do that, and he did that with a viola as well.
You still have that?
I do, yeah.
You never break it out.
I don't. It's at home. Yeah.
Could you?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'd love to.
There.
You should then.
And
Just a
his
slight nudge,
Yeah.
Tony.
His name is on the tip of my tongue too, and I'd love to give him a shout out here, but
It'll come to you.
it'll
Keep on
come to me.
going.
And so he would take these instruments apart and then rebuild them together, and he wanted to kind of honor God by letting his instruments be played at his gratuitously in this basilica in Rome. It's one of the 7 basilicas of Rome. And I said, yeah, I'd love to do that. And so that's how I got an instrument back in my life after hawking my dad's.
Somebody gave you one. Not just
he
anyone.
gave it. Yeah, this lutaio, they're called in Italian, a violin maker. And
what's his name?
Give me.
No, I'm just joking. I'm joking.
Gregorio, not Vivante, but it's like Gregorio Vivante, so I played this thing on television in Italy and everything, and I always think back about him and when I and his generosity, and so when I decided, I don't know, after 10 years, that I don't know if this monastic thing is for me for the rest of my life. Like, I've enjoyed it, but I don't know that I want to die here in 50 years. He said, no, you can take that instrument with you wherever you go. And so I have a letter signed by him. He gave me both the instruments. He said, they don't have to stay in the monastery. He says, no one knows how to play violin there anyway. It'll just rot. And he didn't ask for them back. And he said, no, take them back to America, the United States, and play them. So,
Yeah.
So this was after Joshua Tree.
yes, yeah.
Just find yourself. So it's Tony. He finds himself in Joshua Tree, California, and then he finds himself in Rome.
Yeah, Italy.
Literally.
And a few other places in between. And but it's good to see the world. And it's good to see the world when you're young, because then it gives you a good perspective on everything.
It does.
Yeah. Good to have experiences throughout life, though. But don't wait.
Absolutely.
Don't wait around.
But don't stop.
Don't stop.
And that's, it's really the basis of our podcast. And again, the reason the 3 of us are here today is there's no possible way that could have happened. It couldn't.
Yeah, the odds are basically equal to impossible, is what I think you're saying.
Yeah.
And it's true. But when you're out there eating up life and moving forward and saying yes to things instead of no, there's magic that happens. Synchronicity, whatever you want to call it.
That's the word.
Yeah.
Synchronicity.
I mean, I think all 3 of us would call it grace, God's grace, right? And I really do. Fundamentally, I think that's what we're talking about. But, there's lots of other ways to understand it for wherever you're at in life.
But I feel like the 3 of us are sitting here today talking about a guy we haven't met yet in California. That's going to be the 4th leg of the disc.
I love it.
And
You just don't know it yet.
he just doesn't know it yet.
Okay, so the
Well,
violin maker in Italy, his last name is Griganti. That's all you need to know. Griganti.
You looking him up?
Yeah, he lives right there in right near the basilica and the monastery of Santa Croce.
Gregante.
Gregante. Yeah.
Gregante.
Nice
Sounds
man.
like a good wine.
And you know how people follow their passions, which
He's
is
like
what
the
this
boss.
podcast
He's
is
the
all
boss.
about.
The boss, man.
This guy was the boss, and you should have seen all the instruments. If I wanted to learn as a monk, he was like, basically, I will teach you everything I know, and all this will pass on to you. And I wanted to do it. I couldn't. I was studying, for the priesthood. I had to have way more time available to me than I did. But Mario Gregante, Mario Gigante. And so I had to let that opportunity go by, like I had to let being the Pope's driver go by as an opportunity. I'm probably the only American in the history of the world that was asked to be the driver for the Pope, the chauffeur for the Pope.
But you got his shoes.
Yeah, yep. Same a bunch of stories.
It's true story too.
True
Isn't it?
story. Can't make this
Another
stuff up.
podcast.
So, all right. So Tony said, "That's your notepad, isn't it?" I said, "Yes. Look, man, that's my notepad. Note after note after note." I happened to take a 5,000-mile drive to Tucson and back a couple of months ago, and I thought I'll write some songs. And Lisa was driving, I'm riding, and I wrote down. I saw these billboards entering Texas. It was just coming through Texas. I said, cruising in my old white truck. Well, it wasn't old, but it was a white truck. And I see this billboard that says Texas Tough. And then it said something about there was West Texas Tough, Legends of Texas, Buck Creek Road. I like that name, Buck Creek Road. That's a song. That's a song.
Yeah,
Buck Creek.
right.
I was riding my truck on Buck Creek Road. Isn't that great?
That's right.
Down on Buck Creek Road. And then to Abilene. And it's
Oh yeah, it's got some syllables.
homes. I roam, the cattle roams. I put homes that roam. Why I put that, I don't know. And Ransom Canyon. Ransom Canyon was a place.
I love it.
Can you?
Ransom Canyon? Oh, you mean in Joshua Tree?
No, in Texas.
In Texas, okay.
All right, so then I stop at a rest area and I pick up a brochure. It's the Mission of Hope, so I started writing it down. And it's St. Xavier del Bac. And I'm like, I can't make any of that, I can't make that rhyme. I hope they don't mind. St. Xavier del Ban. You know what I mean? I can start making words right. Bach rhymes with what? Clock? I don't know.
Rock. Right.
Rock, clock. St. Xavier del Bac, beautiful white. So here's what I wrote. Here's what they said about themselves. It was a beautiful white dove of the desert on Tohono O'odham. It says Indian land. Tohono O'odham on Tohono O'odham Indian lands. All right. Saguaro cactus. It said many saguaro, and I like glittered the land. Okay. Some little line I wrote. And majestic purple, because I looked up, and these purple mountains, cruising
Yes.
out that,
Yes.
it's all flat other than these purple mountains.
Purple Mountain Majesty.
And the purple mountains completed the plan of this white church in the middle of Indian Tohono land. And the white dove of the desert. There's the song. It's the whole song. But hope is the mission. That's what they say. So what's the point? Hope is the mission of St. Xavier del Bac. Tony, you asked.
And it is a mission, right? I mean,
It's still functioning, yes.
Yeah.
And so if you go to our podcast, I put pictures of it online. Chris actually took all my still pictures and made a little vignette.
That's all of the church.
And then hope, that's the game plan of a man's man. Because I'm like all that Texas stuff I just wrote, man, there's a man's man and on my white truck. So anyway, that's how it all slides together. And I just kept polishing on it. Indian music. Right? There you go. And here we go.
Okay, here we go. Here it is.
Hope is a mission. San Xavier del Bac. A beautiful white dove of the desert on Indians to the Hondo land. White oak, cactus, lilies, the same. Majestic purple mountains complete the plan. But oak is a mission, San Xavier Del Band. A beautiful white church against the bright blue sky. At dawn, driving the caravan. Hope that's the game plan of the ransom. Cause there's a church towers above the land, it's carrying the weight of man, but it's so as we fly along the highway stands. We're 10 miles to go in this old luggage van. Headed west, hatchet in hand, to the shallow. And a beautiful wind up on the Hondo land. Flying down the highway of hope, and a beautiful white dove on the Hondo land.
Get ready, here we go. Turn it up, let it flow. Brian with a Y, Marshall with two L's, you know.